Hey you guys, it's Britt. Tonight we're here with a little Dougherty Dozen TikTok reaction. I figured that this would be a good way to get back in the groove of things. I have been under the weather. I posted a community tab update. But yeah, unfortunately, a work trip left me with the C word, and I avoided it for 2.5 years. But unfortunately, it did finally get me. And yeah, I am feeling okay. I'm actually feeling much better today, which is why I'm filming. Yeah, and it's just interesting because, you know, back in January, my boyfriend had it, and I somehow avoided it, and I felt very lucky for that. Granted, we were careful, but let's be honest, how careful can you be when you live with someone? And now it's my turn. So, I am very grateful that I have a lot of sick time that's separate from my vacation time. I have the ability to work at home as needed. And I'm just bummed that I didn't even get a vacation out of the deal. It was for work. So either way, I am doing okay. Like I said, I'm better today, but we're going to go to this reaction. So if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so we're just going to start at the top and work our way down. As always, I will blur her kids' faces and we're going to see what her TikToks have in store. Now, I do already know about one of these that is going to piss me off, but luckily I don't buy from the brand anyway. But we'll talk about it when we get there. So let's start from the top. It says cost of McDonald's for 12 kids for 24 hours. And before we even get into this, I'm going to go ahead and say what everyone else is thinking. McDonald's, here's the thing. As an adult, if you want to eat McDonald's all day, every day, like that's your decision. But we all know that McDonald's is not super healthy, right? Like that's something that we can kind of all agree on. Now, don't get it twisted. There's usually like once, maybe twice a year where I will have a craving for a Big Mac and some fries. And even if it was once a week, who cares? Like I'm an adult. But I do find this interesting that McDonald's is just part of normal, like she feeds her kids McDonald's all the time. And before anyone comes for me, I realize that money and food can sometimes, you know, play out in okay, what can you afford versus what do you want. But Alicia has the money to buy like organic everything, and she could even hire a chef if she wanted to. Like, let's be honest. So I do think that the McDonald's being so consistent is interesting, and on top of it, eating it for 24 hours, like, oh my god, I would be in absolute misery. There's no way, even as an adult, that my digestive system could handle that for 24 hours. Either way, let's get into it. This is my conspiracy. And some people might come for me. I don't really care. I'm so numb to you Dougherty Dozen fans and stands at this point. Here's my conspiracy with this. I think that she tipped so well because she knew that she was going to make this part of a TikTok video. And I think a lot of influencers do this. So, yes, I'm using Alicia as an example for this video, but I think a lot of influencers do this where it's like, oh, well, it's going to be part of content. So not only is it a tax write-off, but also let me go ahead and tip really well. So at least people can't say, oh, you didn't tip well, or you should have tipped XYZ. I'm going to tip more than enough so that people won't come for me. And then it's also part of my content. So it's a write-off. Now, of course, that's all alleged. It's just a conspiracy. But I don't know. It's kind of like the filming your good deeds kind of thing. If you're really someone who's doing good deeds on a consistent basis, then you don't need to make it a part of your consistent content. And that's just my opinion. Let's go to the next one.
I'm petty. Yeah, I'm petty. P-E to the T-T-Y.
I don't understand what's so entertaining about these TikToks. I really don't get it. And people in the comments talking about, oh, Alicia, you're the best mom ever. I wish you were my mom. Why? What is she doing that is so wonderful? I'm still waiting on a solid answer. And if you're going to fall back on she buys them food and clothes and takes them on vacations, like, yeah, that's part of a parent's job. You signed up for this. And especially, she's fostering and adopting all of these kids. They were talking about conceiving another child. You signed up for this. So what is so wonderful? And you're making the money on social media by exploiting these kids. So I'm still waiting on a solid answer for that.
Shop with me for John's birthday. John is one of our 12 kids, and here's what he got. At the Plug, I bought him Air Jordan 5 Retros. At the Apple Store, I got him AirPod Pros and an Apple Watch. At JD Sports, I got him 6 Nike Tech outfits and some shirts, socks, and a hat. Next, I went to Party City to get all of the stuff for his football party, plus wrapping paper and gift bags, candy and candles. Happy
Dude, this is actually jerky.
So here she is again, in my opinion, buying love and buying affection from her children, whether it's a bio, kinship, or adopted. Now, just a rough estimate, let's say those Nike Tech outfits are very expensive. Do I think they're awesome? Yeah, of course. But considering that she also bought the shoes and the outfits and all of the other stuff and the Apple Watch plus the AirPods, she probably spent $3,000 total. And that's not including also all of the food, which we saw in the McDonald's TikTok a minute ago. So let's just go with $3,000 because that's a safe estimate. Can you spoil kids and get their temporary attention? Yeah, sure. But what is going to be memorable about living with the Dougherty family or being a part of their family or whatever is going on with this kinship situation? Still haven't been back to court, so this is not legally Alicia's child, as a reminder. He and his sister are there through kinship. So to me, it seems like a lot of, let me get you TikTok famous so you're a part of our content. Let me buy you whatever it is that you want. Act like the kid has literally nothing to wear. Like, they just did back to school shopping. She's bought him clothes all summer. And they literally have a house full of items. Like, you literally fill your house more and more and more. And I always say, like, the world is not enough for Alicia. She can literally buy 100 items and tomorrow be like, oh, I forgot this one thing. It is a constant cycle. And I don't think that this kind of nonsense is going to add to a really strong relationship. I don't think that it's going to instill any really good values in these kids. I don't think that it's showing them the value of $1. And there are parents that are very wealthy and they have a limit on what they will buy for their kids because they don't want to season their kids to expect all of this stuff to be handed to them. They're teaching them these values young so that they know, hey, we'll get you some nice stuff, but it's not going to be like this when you get out there in the real world. You have to work for $1. Nothing is just going to be handed to you. And let's be honest, social media is such a hot and cold environment. there's really no guaranteed longevity when you're doing social media full time. And that's another reason I will never do YouTube or any form of social media as a full-time job, because it's just way too hot and cold. I have literally seen people on TikTok and YouTube get really good views for 3 months, 9 months, even a couple of years. They quit their job and then they either get exposed for being terrible people, or people just lose interest in their content and they're shit out of luck. And they were doing it full time. So I don't know. I don't think that anything of real value comes from blowing $3,000, $5,000, $1,500 all of the time on your kids. And that's just my opinion.
Bedtime routine for a mom of 12 kids. At 8 o'clock, it's time for teeth brushing and tuck-ins for our 12 kids. Then mom gets...
Can you leave your kids alone? After a day of having to be on for social media, can you at least keep their bedtimes private? Is that too much to ask? And that goes for all family vloggers. Just put the camera down. Put your kids to bed, no camera, no phone, and then film whatever other content you want. These kids literally have cameras in their faces all day. And they're literally putting their heads on the pillow at the end of the night, and they have that damn phone in their face.
Some me time. As a 42-year-old, I needed to get serious about my skincare. I started using Olay products, and I am loving them. Especially the Retinol 24 moisturizer, which helps me achieve smoother, brighter skin when I have to wake up early the next day. When I wake up, I need to hit the ground running to get the kids ready for school. I love that Olay Retinol 24 moisturizer worked on my skin overnight, so I look fresh and awake.
So Olay is canceled. Now, for me, I don't buy their products, and that's not for any real specific reason. They just don't have anything that I'm interested in and never have been. I would have zero problem never buying an Olay product ever again, because at this point, it's well known the problematic content that Alicia has put out. So again, this goes back to, as brands, why don't we have someone who looks into these influencers? It really would not take a whole lot to look into the Dougherty dozen and see, she seems to be using her children's traumatic past in medical issues as content, oversharing with the internet, telling people where her kids go to school. So maybe this is someone that we shouldn't stand behind and say, yes, I'm going to send you a product and I want you to advertise for me. These brands and these influencers both have zero moral compass, and that is why we see collabs like this all the time. These brands will stand behind family vloggers. It doesn't matter what they've done, what they've said, how much they use their kids, how much they've ripped away privacy from their child or children. It doesn't matter. They want the views. They want the clicks. So Olay, why are you okay with supporting a channel like the Dougherty family? That's what I would like to know. And of course, we have the #1 fan and stan, Auntie Lauren, here to say, good to see you looking after you. Well, Lauren, I know that you're also looking after Alicia because you track her every damn move all over every single social media platform, to the point where you are known as the #1 Dougherty doesn't stan. And I think that it would make an interesting case study for what toxic parasocial relationships look like, but that's a different conversation for a different day. Let's move on. Okay, so that's just the kinship kids, what they ate in a day, a bunch of McDonald's. Next.
Dougherty doesn't age roll call.
So this is just an age roll call, so I'm not going to share it because it's really unnecessary. But as a reminder, this kinship kid, who is constantly sexualized by Alicia's fan base, is literally 13 years old. She has people leaving inappropriate comments every single day on videos that are featuring him and videos that don't feature him. And he is literally a 13-year-old boy who was 12 very recently.
New toy unboxing with the twins. The Legends of Aikido are back and ready for some elemental battle action. Introducing the Series 3 Legends of Aikido Power Storm. Amped up with elemental powers, the Aikido warriors are fired up for...
So now she has her twins promoting this other company, Super Moose Toys. So if you're a parent and you shop with Super Moose Toys, you should know that they support the Dougherty family. Now here's the thing, because I get a little torn with this. Is it amazing that these kids got these toys to play with? Absolutely. Because as we've talked about before, one of them to me seems like he's very unhappy, and it's been quite sad to watch him in content as of lately. So I think it's great that they got this toy and they got their little spotlight to be a part of this video and play with a toy that they seem to really like. However, on the flip side of that, kids should be able to play with toys and not have a camera be put in their face. Kids should be able to play with their toys and not have to act out a scene where they're playing, so that it checks the boxes for this paid partnership. And again, we go back to the brand standing beside a platform like Alicia and saying, yes, we support this. Yes, we're here for this, so on and so forth.
So you're an artist? Yeah. Are you good at it?
She says, so it's your birthday. And the sound is, so you're an artist. Are you any good at it? And she says, so it's your birthday. Are you any good at it? And she shows these photos. If she does not stop showing photos of this child with the school name on his football jersey, I'm going to pull my hair out.
7th.
She tests, and I will blur it because I don't want their birthdays over on my channel, but she basically tests her husband on, does he know all of the kids' birthdays? Seems easy enough. I mean, you've lived with all of these kids for a very long time, right? You are their father. He literally does not know any of his daughter's birthdays. Not a single one of his daughters did he know her birthday. Now, I really want to know how y'all feel about this. Is that a red flag? Is it something that is just luck of the draw? To me, I find that very interesting that it was specifically the daughters whose birthdays were incorrect. That's just me. Tell me how you feel down below.
Weekly grocery shopping for my family of 14. Bills, napkins, and drinks for the twins' birthday party. Pouches, fruit cups, and chips. Left that up front, cart 2. Dog food, pasta and tomato products. Spices for around the world night. Happy Diwali. Broths and stuff.
So we have another $1,100 Wegmans haul. Surprise, surprise. Like, these grocery hauls, to me, they're just getting very boring because it's literally the same thing week in and week out. I could literally complain about the things that I've complained about up until this point with this grocery haul. One thing that I really notice with her is she buys so much damn pasta sauce. Now, I get it. Like, pasta is a really easy thing to, like, throw together. Super simple. Great. But I literally, even with a large family, and trust me, you guys, like, I have come across other large families on TikTok. Just the Bells is a really great example of a channel that's doing it right. She's not... you know, no family channel is going to be perfect, but if we're going to talk about a large family channel that's not being extremely wasteful like Alicia, and it's just funny to me too because Alicia has been very shady towards Just the Bells, and I just think that it shows her enormous ego and her small sense of pride that she has to her own content. But either way, like, she buys so much pasta sauce. It's insane to me. Like, I would be so sick of pasta sauce. I just don't get it.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Only when I
Anna, wake up, Anna.
So anyway, cringy TikToks, what's new? I've said it before, I really think that, and at this point, I don't know if it would even count for anything, but I've really felt like Alicia could have been really good with her platform. Having a platform that's sizable to stand on, especially if you're actually going to use it to spread a message or bring awareness without exploiting kids or other family members, it can be really powerful. And I think with her, it's just unfortunate to see that she has chosen lack of privacy, feeding parasocial relationships, and calling everybody haters and trolls instead of actually listening and saying, you know what, bare minimum, maybe people shouldn't know where my kids go to school. Like, let's start there and then we can work our way up. I don't even understand why that's a point of conversation. You have over 5 million followers on TikTok and you have almost 1 million on YouTube. Why would you want people to know where your kids go to school? And by sharing things like their favorite candy, their favorite color, knowing their birthdays, these are all pieces of information that weirdos that you have created online could utilize in order to gain trust from one of your kids. And next thing you know, your child is being escorted off of school property all because they trusted one of your weirdo subscribers. And they knew the info to relay to the child because of you. I don't ever want to say that it is strictly her fault if something bad happens, but there's definitely a fair amount of responsibility that needs to be placed at Alicia's feet, considering the amount of information that she has made public. This isn't stuff that people found or they dug up. This came directly from her mouth. So either way, those are going to be my thoughts for now. If you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.